Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Magic Bus Video News, where you'll get the latest information about Magic Bus, reviews of shows, upcoming shows, and some behind-the-scenes videos. We don't have a review to do, but we do have kind of a different behind the scenes. If you recall, we're going back to May of 2025, and this is behind the scenes of repairing Woody the Hippie Head. And we'll talk a little bit about him in the behind the scenes. So with that, let's go behind the scenes.
Woody the Hippie Head. Some of you may have seen Woody at our shows. It all started on April 2nd, Saturday, Davison, Michigan, 2022, when we performed at a themed dinner concert at the Davison Country Club. And we've played there annually. Always decorations, very themed. You can see the stage back there. All the tables are set. Everything is, when you walk in, you know you're back in the 60s. Part of this is a fundraiser, and one of the things to be raffled off was Woody the Hippie Head. A carver had donated this piece, and it was raffled off that night. And I'll explain how we ended up with him, because we did not win the raffle. But the inspiration he took was a character that we use on some of our flyers. And I think he did a pretty good job capturing the character. And it ended up ours because the person that won the raffle didn't know what to do with it. So she donated it to the band. And unfortunately, while transporting, this was sometime later, Woody was in the back of my white van there, and we were T-boned in an intersection when a driver ran a red light. And you'll see some of the damage that was done to Woody. The van was totaled, but we did get Woody out of there. Broken guitar neck, broken glasses, part of his nose got gouged out, and a couple other scratches. So this video is about the repair of Woody.
Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Woody. And as we said before, while he was traveling with me, we were hit in the side at an intersection. Somebody ran a red light, and Woody got damaged in the collision. So let's take a look now at where some of the damage is. Some of it's hard to see, but when you look at the backside, you can see the neck is broke and the strings are out. So that'll be one of the repairs. The other thing is, and I'll show you, his glasses were broke. They'll sit up like this. And also, you can see he's got a big gouge right there on his nose from flying around in the van. So those are the things we're going to fix. And just, I don't know if this will pick it up, but he has dried out quite a bit. So there's a big split, but he is lighter because of that. So today, what I'd like to do is work on the guitar neck. So let me go get some tools. What I'm thinking of doing is applying glue, wood glue here, shooting a couple brad nails into it to hold him, maybe some clamps to hold it,
And that's, hopefully I'll have it glued tonight, and by tomorrow it'll be solid enough to work on it. The other thing, I might glue part of the sunglasses together and let those set overnight too. So with that, I'll be right back. Okay, I think the first thing I'll do is get these guitar strings. This is actually electrical wire that was used for the strings. I'll have to straighten those out later. And I brought out some Elmer's wood glue, and I will be attempting to smear the wood glue on all of this surface and also on these. Then I hope to hold this in position and then put a brad nail in there to hold it until I can get it in the final position. So with that, I'll start adding glue. Whoop. It wasn't very good, but it'll work. I'm just gonna smear it on here. Got a little bit more than I need, so we'll get all the surface covered with this. Later I'll come back and wipe the excess off with a wet cloth. Okay, I think I've got everything covered. Excuse me. This is the nailer that I'll use, and let's see if I did it. It was sliding around quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna have to pry it over a little bit. Let's see if this works. Try a different angle here. Okay. I'm gonna have to do one more shot from a little higher over here. Okay, let me get some water, wipe this down so I can see it a little better. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I'm going to wipe some of this glue off so we can see what we got here. It actually slid around a lot more than I thought it would. Plus I have one of the nails didn't go all the way in. So what I'm going to try now is to use some clamps. First, let me see if I can get that nail to go in. Okay, back. Let's see if this works. Get one more clamp. Right now it's feeling pretty good. I'm going to see if I can get one more nail in from the back here. Try this. Right now that looks pretty good. We'll know more. I'll let this set probably 24 hours before I do anything with it as far as clamps, taking those off. So right now, as you can see, this side is a simple putting these two parts together. This side was quite damaged, so this is going to take a little bit more work. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. And also his nose. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to patch that. So right now, let me add some glue. Won't take a whole lot. And there you have it. That's glued. I may, I don't know if I have a small enough clamp for that, but I'll probably secure this a little bit more with some tape. And again, I'm going to let this set overnight. So with that, the gluing's done. Still have some the glasses repair and some repairs on the nose. I'll be thinking about those tonight. And hopefully when we come back and this is dry, we'll work at restringing the guitar strings up to here and hopefully do some more work on the glasses. So until I return, I'll see you in a short while. Okay, we're back. And it's been more than overnight to let this glue joint dry, but I'm going to take the clamps off now and take a look at what we've got. Take that one. Well, doesn't look too bad. You can see it, but I don't think most people will notice it. And for right now, I'm going to set some of the nails in just a little bit deeper, and we'll let that go. I'll put the filler in later on. So with that, let me get a hammer. Okay, got one right here. That went in. Those are in. and those are too. So I'll fill those before I finish this off. Now, what we're going to look at, and of course these are stripped wires. They're not actually guitar strings. And I'm going to see, they've been connected down here around a nail. And up here, there's a hole. It looks like, I don't know though. Not sure if not sure how we're gonna do this right now, but I will put the strings back up. They're no longer very straight, as you can see. There's a slot here. And again, I'll probably work at straightening out these strings off the camera because they're going to take some work. I'll kind of get them up in place though for this video. It's kind of crazy. I can barely see this one. I'm too short. I'm gonna leave it. There we go. String another one up here. Straighten it a little bit. Well, and it's not going the best up there. Well, ooh. I'm going to leave those two right there or right there. I will work on this off camera because it's going to take time. I think I'm going to have to re-drill some holes to get the wires to fit back in. So with that, the next thing I'm going to do is work on the glasses. See if I can move this, stay in the view of the camera. Okay. These are, and these are also carved out of wood, and they go like this. Well, you can see here, this one broke off the stem, and this is the only piece I was able to recover, and it simply fits in here. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've got a similar wood. This is actually from my firewood, but it's a similar piece of wood as this is. And I'm going to cut a large chunk out of this, and I'll attempt to make this part that I'm missing first, and then later I'll figure out how to get it on the glasses. So with that, we're going to take a little, I'm just going to walk away while I cut this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've cut this block of wood out, and I think what I'm going to do is, there's a B, is draw the profile, side view, and then on this side do a top view and see if I can cut it a little closer to shape. So right now, it's about a 1/2 inch. And side view. That's approximately the side view and the top view. Will look a little like that. So I'm going to go off camera, grab the right tools, and see what tools I have that I can start cutting this out in both directions. Okay, I'm going to attempt to use this oscillating tool, and I'll start by cutting the side view lower, and it's going to be rough. I'm just going to rough it in for right now. Now I'm going to, and again, these cut lines are larger than the actual piece, so now I'm going to cut down this side, not all the way through though. See what I have. Okay. Now, this will be the outer edge. I'll cut that a little full down through. See, and let me see what we've got here so far. Actually, I'm going to cut this on an angle. Okay. Now the top view, I'm going to start taking off this flat piece here. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I've been using a Dremel tool to start building this part for the other side, and unfortunately, I split the glasses. So I'm going to stop for today until this dries and I can get back at it when it's hardened. But basically, I'll be using a Dremel tool to reshape this. Then this will be glued on the back of the glasses, and then from there we'll reshape I'll reshape the bottom of the glasses till this fits. So that's where it stands right now. The neck's been repaired, the glasses I'm working on, and I still have to look at his nose and how we're going to fix his nose. But for right now, that's going to be it for today. I'll be back at it again tomorrow, hopefully working on this. So I'll see you then. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I actually captured this, but these are the glasses, and I've glued. It's been a couple days, so I know the glue is dry. Roughed in that piece of wood right there. It's actually cut off the end. That was a piece of firewood. And what I'm going to do now is I've got a Dremel tool, and I'm going to start shaping this and try to match that side to this side. And let's get started. And then I'll be fitting it to make sure it fits his eyeballs. Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do too. I'm going to put a mask on. Okay. I think I'll get started by taking these corners off and matching the existing outline. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of sounds like the dentist's office, doesn't it? And now the top. Not sure what just happened. The Dremel just quit working. Well, I'm going to have to take a moment to see if I can fix this. I'll be right back. Hi, it's very windy, so hopefully this is picking up. I was using the Dremel tool yesterday to work on the glasses, and it broke. And what I found out is there's a flexible coupler inside here, and I've ordered one, but it won't be here for a week. So instead of using the Dremel, I'm going to attempt to use a dog nail grinder. I put on a little different wheel, but it's not a great fit. And I'm also going to use a file to get started. So with that, I am going to start filing the wood. I'll probably put some of this in the speed it up, time lapse a little bit. So take care. Not real powerful. We're gonna cut away, otherwise you'll be watching me sand the wood for quite some time. So we're gonna cut away now, come back when we're closer to being finished. All right, I ended up using putting the Dremel tip into my drill. And you can see that there's the end. Once I fit this onto his eyes, drill a hole to keep his glasses on, then I'll take this off and I'll do some burning with burn the wood a little bit like the other part. So let's first see about screwing in this side. Okay, there we go. There's already a hole in the side, we're gonna get it all through that, and we'll start by putting this screw on this side on. Now take that out. There it is. There you have it. Might be some crookedness, but we'll straighten that out when we do the final. Again, I'll be burning the wood to match the rest. And there's Woody. He now has his rebuilt glasses on. Next project will be repairing the chip out of his nose. So I'm going to leave you now for a moment, and I'll be back. Okay, we're back for another repair. This time it's this notch that got knocked off his nose. I'm going to attempt to put in 2 flats and then fit another piece of pine and glue it here. So I'll be using this, and hope I can hold it steady. I'm going to first take a slice at this angle right here, and that is a tree limb hit me in the head. It is pretty windy. With that, I'm going to find one of my chunks and see if I can start figuring out those angles. I'll return.
I'm going to start off with some guesswork, and a lot of this will be time lapse because I'll be away from the camera while I do some of this. See if I can do a rough cut. That's going to vibrate too much. I'll be off camera for a moment. Just a first cut, see how close I come. This piece of wood may not be big enough. No. Okay, so I realized that other piece I had, so I've got a new piece here, and I'm going to see how well this fits. Oops. New angle. Try to get a little closer. Back, cut an angle. Don't know if it's correct, but it actually might be close enough. I'm going to cut some of this down so I don't have such a big piece. And then I'll use a belt sander to fit this to that notch. So. Okay, it's getting smaller. I'm going to do some belt sanding, and I'll be back when I think I have the part pretty much fitting. I have returned, and I now have a piece of wood that fits the spot right here, like so, or is it like so? I think it's like so. So what I'm going to do now is glue this in place. So
secure it with one brad nail to hold it tight. Then we'll have a waiting game. So we now have this glue, and or some glue on the wood, and I will place this like so. And now I'm going to get my nailer and drive one nail take that back. I don't think I turned the air on. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that'll do it. We are going to let that dry now, and in the next day or two, we'll sand that down to match the rest of his nose, but that patch will fit right in there, and I think we'll be all set. Okay, I am back. As you can see, we added a strap to keep this piece of pine held tight, and I am going to remove that now. It's been a couple days actually since we added it, so let's loosen the strap up. There you go. Okay, now let's take a look at what we have. It actually is quite a bit bigger than the repair, so I'll show that to you real close. You can see it's a big chunk of wood. So I'm going to take away a little wood with my oscillating tool, and we'll just start a little bit at a time here. Move to the other side. Okay, I'm going to switch tools now, and I'm going to go to sanding barrel. Normally this would be on a Dremel tool, but the Dremel broke, so I'm using it in this screw gun. So let's not as easy to use as a Dremel. I'm going to try a rasp file here. Here we go. I'm going to move to the other side. If you remember, I put a nail in there, so I need to reset that nail. Getting pretty close. Gonna switch over to some sandpaper, rough sandpaper. I'm going to use this off a belt sander. I'm also going to contact the sculptor that did this, try to find out what he used to put on this. I think it's some kind of varnish, but I'd like to get the same kind he used. Set that metal nail in again. We're going to be pretty close. I'm gonna have to make this quick because I'm actually getting some raindrops on me. Reset a little bit. Take off a little more right in here. If you look at it, it looks pretty good. You can see a couple gaps. So at this point, what I'm going to do is add some plastic wood to fill in the cracks, and we'll let that dry overnight. Do a little bit more sanding later, and that will be it. Hopefully, of course, I'm just using my fingers. put this on a little thicker and remove the extra when I sand. That really looks messy now. But once this dries, I'll sand it, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So with that, I'm going to say that's for right now, it's good. There's a little bit of rain coming in, so I want to get him back into my garage. And we'll return after this is cured. So see ya. Over and out. Woody, you're looking better. Okay, I'm back, and the wood filler is hardened. It was yesterday I put it on. I'll get a close-up here. There you can see it. Maybe I'll just leave that like this. Okay, I am added a ladder here. I'm going to start off, I know it's kind of awkward, but with this rough grit, and start taking that down. It actually sands pretty easily. Switch over to this, a little finer. I think that's going to do it for that. maybe a tad more. I don't want to make it too smooth. The rest of it isn't super smooth, so. But okay, we're going to call that good. And like I've said, I'm going to find out what was used on the rest. It'll darken this up for the final step. For the next step, all of these dark areas have been burnt. And when I did the glasses, you can see this has also been burnt. So this will be my first attempt. But I've brought out a torch, and I'm going to attempt to match the mark here. So here goes nothing. Hopefully it won't catch on fire. Maybe it will. Oh. Well. Well, that didn't go too bad. Kind of once it has a finish over it, that should look good. So glasses, other than a little bit on. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. And the next steps will be to find what finish was put on him. I'll end up installing the glasses with screws. Get this refinished. I have decided at some point, maybe not this immediate, I'm going to put regular bass guitar strings on the back of the guitar instead of using copper wires. They just don't lay on the wood too well. So again, I'm going to say he's in pretty good shape at this point, and I'm going to try to take him out this weekend. We're playing in Dexter, Michigan, an indoor show, and I'll probably it's themed with the band there. I'll probably take him there, have the sunglasses on him. In fact, why don't we put them on? Let's see if I can get you. Whoop. Grab a screwdriver. Okay, still looking. Found a screwdriver. Actually, so we'll start with this one. This one. I don't want to force that just yet, but I can bring that down a little bit. Actually, it's in the wrong hole. Wrong hole. Well, there you go. Woody Hippie Head. So that's it for today. Take a few days off, and we'll see if we can locate the finish to put on him, and we'll finish him up. Probably it'll only take one more short video to do that. So again, that's it for today. We're back with some of the finishing touches on Woody's nose and his sunglasses. And isn't it strange? You may hear this in the background. It is chainsaws, but it's not creating a new sculptor. So today we're going to put on a finish, some polyurethane, and I'll probably just do the one coat for the video, because every 4 hours or more he can have another coat. And so when you see this again, he'll have all his coats on. I'm not going to take time to film all that. I have a 1-inch throwaway brush that I'll use, and we'll just shake this up as it suggests. The person that created this told me that he put 5 to 6 coats on the original one. So we'll see what it takes to match up the gloss as I start. See if I can keep from making too big of a mess. Here it is, and I'm going to go around and try to reach over. Okay. The first coat I tried on a piece of wood, it barely shows anything. So it'll take a number of coats, but let's get started. Not too bad. You can see some of the where I used filler, but it'll look okay when I'm done. I'm not trying to create a piece of art or recreate. I'll certainly have a lot left, I know that. Okay, here are his glasses. These will be up here. And with that, I think I'll, a couple dabs up on top here. With that, we'll call this a day. And like I said, I'm not going to film all the other coats, but
we'll do a finished video just when he's all finished, his glasses are back on, and you'll soon see Woody back at our shows. So until the next time, goodbye. Well, it's a wrap. Woody is ready to start appearing at our shows. And as you can see, his glasses have been repaired. They're put back on. His nose is repaired. He's got a regular scarf on now also. And see if we can get this. His neck has been repaired, and I'm not real happy with the copper wire strings, so at a later date I may replace these with actual bass guitar strings, but I still need to figure out how to secure them. So with that, we want to make sure that at all our shows, if you see Woody, the Hippie Head, stand by him and have your friends take a photo. He's a fun guy. We'll talk to you later. Peace, love, and Magic Bus happiness. Bye. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun, it's different, a little long, but Woody is back and he'll be showing up in another week or so. So, let's get right with it. Coming soon to a venue near you. It's Saturday, March 14th in Davison, Michigan. We're returning to where it all started, at least the event with Woody the Hippie Head. And that'll be at St. John's Event Center. And this is a themed dinner concert you'll enjoy. Everyone does every year. And we've got the number to contact Georgeann and pick up your table and reservation. And we'll also put that down below in the description. Then following that, on Saturday, April 18th, we'll be in Rochester, Indiana at the Times Theater, and this is a return trip for us. We're looking forward to this return. It's going to be a blast. This is the center of the entertainment, downtown Rochester, this old theater, and it is cooking. It's a great place to be. You can get your tickets at the website, Times Theater website, and we'll have that link in the description also. So with that, we hope you enjoyed the Woody repairing Woody video, and with that we ask that you give us a thumbs up, like our videos, share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and help us build the Magic Bus Band YouTube channel. And with that, it is peace, it is love, and it's Magic Bus happiness. See you soon.